What Pet Should I Get? My name is Julia Batchelor. We have an excellent show today. Claire Forndren will be here from Dogtails Rescue and Sanctuary. Later on in the program, Michelle Tom and Sharon Frogley will be here from Forgotten Ones Rescue and Adoption, Inc. And up first, we have the lovely Shelby Harmathy here from the Ontario SPCA, and she has brought a delightful Halloween-inspired bunny rabbit named Dennis. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well. Thanks for having us.
Oh, of course. I love having you on the show. Now, before we talk about Dennis, I wanted to ask you quickly about Charlie. Now, Callie was on last week with a little kitten named Charlie. If we can bring up her picture real quick. There she is. There's Callie with our little guy. Is he still available for adoption?
He is not. He was scooped up pretty quickly, and we've already received an update. They're very happy with him, and now he's got a big brother. Charlie's now known as Pip, and he's got Pipe is his big brother.
Pip and Pipe. Okay, that's great news. Now, before we talk about Dennis, obviously Halloween and fall, there's some things that you have to keep in mind for pets at home already. And I know the Ontario SPCA has some valuable fall safety tips. So let's touch on some. Start off with Halloween, some of the key things that we should think about.
Yeah, so with Halloween, so you're gonna have lots of trick-or-treaters coming to your door, depending on where you live, things like that. You'll wanna make sure it's best to keep your pets, your cats and your dogs away from the front door. Not only can it be quite stressful with strangers coming to the doors, not just regular strangers, strangers dressed up in scary costumes and all sorts of things like that. It's best to keep them away from the door in a less stressful environment. But if that's not possible, be sure that they have proper identification on, because if they accidentally scoot out the front door out of fear or something like that, at least they can find their way back home, right?
Yeah.
So definitely want to make sure that they've got that identification.
And the key thing too is keep your pets inside on Halloween. Not everybody out on Halloween night or even any really night of the week always has the best intentions. We know, especially for cats, black cats, they may be targeted. So if you do have a black cat, keep it inside. And the other thing that I want to touch on about, because even after Halloween's over, the candy that's about the house, one of the key things, any sort of sugar-free candy, xylitol.
Yes, so really any candy, chocolates, we know it's toxic for pets. It's you know, it's not even great for us, but we can tolerate it.
Yeah.
So
then it's deadly.
Any candy that you're bringing home with your children, just be sure that it's up and out of the way. It's not on the floor. It's not at reaching level for your dogs and cats to get into. You want to make sure that's out of the way. And as well, you know, costumes, as you can see Dennis is wearing here, he's got a little jester costume on. Dressing up your pets for Halloween is perfectly fine. You just want to make sure that the costumes are fitting them correctly.
Yeah.
You don't want costumes that are too tight that are going to choke them. You want to make sure you've got a little bit of room, and you want to make sure that they're also not too big with loose ends hanging down. Could be a choking hazard.
Yeah.
If they're left unattended, be sure that that costume comes off.
Well, and also a key thing too, I know my one cat that wears costumes, he's a cat. He does not like having his peripheral vision blocked. So if you do, make sure that, you know, hoods and things like that, if you put a hood up on your dog or cat, it may interfere with their ability to walk and see. So it's something to keep in mind.
Exactly.
I want to move on just quickly, a few fall safety tips.
So with the fall, we've been noticing, you know, a lot of rain. This weather's very odd. It snowed just the other day.
It went from winter or summer to winter basically
very
in 2 weeks.
quickly.
Yeah.
And then the temperatures go back up again. So you will notice, take extra care when you're walking your pets through the woods and around any ponds and creeks, because the water level does go up, and we want to make sure that nobody's getting swept downstream or things like that. It's quite unpleasant. We'll also notice shortened daytime. So, you know, when you come home from work, you really want to take your dog out for a walk, and you leave with daylight and you're coming back, it's pitch black.
Yep.
So
reflectors.
Be sure to have reflective gear, not only for your pet, but yourself is a good idea as well. So, you know, you can purchase leashes, collars, even doggy vests, things like that that have reflectors on them, and they're perfect for visibility at nighttime.
All right, perfect. So we're running short on time. So before we get to talking about Dennis, I want to quickly mention what's launching this week week is the iAdopt.
Yes, so we're very excited.
Contest.
We've got our iAdopt for the Holidays campaigns about to take off. So that starts November 1st and will go all the way till December 31st. So an extra incentive to take home a forever friend for the holidays is the reduced adoption fee of $99 for all cats and kittens. So if you're ever on the fence, extra incentive to take somebody home for that awesome price. The pets are always microchipped, they're up to date on shots, they've been fixed, so awesome.
They're like a package deal, ready to go. Okay, so speaking about adoption, let's talk about Dennis.
Dennis, so little Dennis here, he was surrendered to us by his owner. Unfortunately, there was allergies in the home. They couldn't care for him any longer. He's 7 months old. He is a dwarf mini Rex mix. He's very sweet. He loves snuggles, and he's just waiting for a home now. So
Now, we were talking about how having a male rabbit. Now, obviously, the Ontario SPCA doesn't perform this, but you can get your rabbits neutered, and you highly recommend it because it's good for their health. Explain.
yes, so definitely it does help them live a longer life. It also helps with behaviors such as spraying. It's great for behavior concerns as well. You know, rabbits sometimes become territorial of their cage, so by having them fixed, this reduces that hormone level. So you'll find they're much more pleasant to deal with. It's easier cleanup and longer life, so it's amazing.
Well, and a good thing too about Dennis, I've had rabbits as a child, lots of rabbits. Because he's only 7 months old, he's obviously used to being handled by humans. He's going to be a very cuddly pet. Some rabbits get a bit skitterish, but he would be a perfect pet to take home.
Yes, yep, perfect time to teach everybody in the household some responsibilities. You know, there is a lot of cleaning every day with them, but the unconditional love you get in return is definitely worth it.
Yeah, and I mean, rabbits make, I want to say even starter pets, because you're right, there is quite a bit of responsibility for them. And as a former pet owner, I recommend it. So if you're interested in adopting Dennis, you can visit our website. All the information about the Ontario SPCA is on there, also the iAdopt campaign. And that's it. Thank you so much, Shelby, for being on, and we'll see you on the other side of the break.
Hi, my name is Megan Morrow, and this is my Italian Greyhound named Frank. When I first adopted him, he was really scared, so I felt like he needed a home. And since adopting him, he seems to come out of his shell, and he's super cute. He's super funny. He likes to jump around and play. I also have cats and a rabbit at home, and he jumps around and plays with them, and he's super friendly to everyone he meets. I always choose to adopt just because there's hundreds of thousands of homeless animals, and they all deserve to have a wonderful home. You can always find a purebred dog in a shelter. Sometimes you just have to wait for one to come in, but there's always tons of purebred dogs that come in the shelter, so it's worth the wait. I love him more than everything. Yeah, I love him a lot.
Welcome back. Joining me now is Claire Forndren from Dogtails Rescue and Sanctuary, and she has brought two delightfully decorated dogs. We have Houdini and Wendy, but before we talk about them, I want to ask you about the two dogs that were on last week. We had Nina and Gary.
We did.
And can we quickly bring a picture up just to remind everybody how super adorable they are? There they are. I believe that's Gary on our left and Nina on the right, or am I flipping it?
Flipped. So Nina's on the left and Gary's on the right.
So what's the story? Any interest?
Not a ton of interest yet in either of them, but we're hoping it won't be too much longer. Nina actually starred in a remake of The Ring that we posted on our Facebook page this week in celebration of Halloween.
Excellent.
So hopefully her dramatic performance will attract someone.
Excellent. Well, I know I follow Dogtails on Facebook, and you guys always post great things on there. Like when you did your Dogtails Festival, the little video you put together was beautiful.
Oh, thank
like
you.
Who films that stuff?
The same company that filmed our commercial filmed the festival video.
Yeah.
Usually it's me or Tamara, but that
good
was a
for you.
special
You're like got some
case.
talent. Come work for us if Dogtails doesn't work out.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
So speaking of your Facebook page,
Yes.
Now Dogtails has on average, I'd say about 100 dogs in residence at any time because you guys are
Yeah.
constantly rescuing. And obviously your staff, you work so closely with the dogs, you start to form bonds with and get favorites, right? Like some you get
Absolutely.
closer to the others. Now you have your staff members, are you're doing a little bit of a photo session. We do have a few of the photos where staff members are talking about or just being with their favorite dogs.
Exactly. So basically, the point of that campaign that we posted on Facebook was, you know, who better to talk about these dogs than the staff member who loves them the most and has the best bond with them. So we asked a few of our different staff members
puppy.
in various departments to talk about a dog that really has a special place in their heart. So right there we have Jody with Harley, and then our founder Rob with his favorite dog, Tank.
Is Tank one of the dogs for adoption, or is that one of Rob's dogs?
No, that's the dog for adoption. Tank's an American Bulldog. He is 8 years old, and he is very, very sweet. We all love him. He's been with us for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And who's that?
And that is Baxter with one of our volunteers. So Stav is an incredible volunteer. So what she does is, rather than working with all of the dogs, she'll pick one kind of project dog, and that's who she spends all of her time with until that dog is adopted.
Yeah.
So Baxter has been having some trouble with his legs. He had to have a couple of surgeries, and the recovery is taking a while, and he needs a little extra TLC. So Stav has been giving that to him.
Aw.
Yeah.
Well, I know that's one thing that Dogtails, fortunately, you are in a position that you can do this, is you take a lot of dogs who have needs, have medical needs, and you're able to, get them the veterinary care that they require and take the time with talented trainers, behavioral modification, all of the things that a dog needs to really, truly become an amazing pet, right?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, we're really looking for the dogs that we feel without us would have no other hope. So we're looking for the tough cases.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of favorite dogs, so we had a few staff members there showing with their favorite dog. Who's your favorite dog, or do you have many?
I have many favorite dogs, but one in particular is here today, actually. So this is Wendy the Good Witch. So Wendy has been with us actually since March. She's been with us for a really long time, and she keeps getting overlooked. But Wendy, I mean, she's a dog that when we have children come and visit the rescue, she's the one that we bring out for them to interact with. She's amazing with everyone. She's great with other dogs, and she is a senior. She's 10 years old, but you know, you'd never know it being with her. She really has the spirit of a puppy.
I know, Wendy,
She's
you have to
hiding-
show your face
she's
so people
hiding
can
her
see how
face.
beautiful you are.
She's a little shy.
Now, I know she
There
was
you
one of the
go.
dogs that came from the shelter in Israel.
She did.
So I imagine you may not know too much about her history, but look, she does this hilarious dance. Like, she's got this bum wiggle thing going on.
Yeah, the costume is making her very sassy today.
she's looking like, I know she's a witch, but she's got a little bit of salsa gypsy thing going on. And I think it's bringing out her dance moves in her. And now you say she's obviously, you know, when you have children, she's perfect with kids. She's obviously good with other dogs.
Yeah.
And she's been here since March.
She has.
What's going on?
I know, I don't get it.
Yeah.
I really, truly don't get it. I think the only thing that could be scaring people away is her
age.
age. But she's very healthy and, you know.
Well, in a well taken care of dog, I mean, 10, it does seem it's a little bit scary, but I think with, veterinary care, better quality of dog food, dogs are living a lot longer beyond the 10-year mark.
Absolutely, absolutely. And love can make such a huge difference for
Yeah.
these dogs, too.
Well, I imagine she's well loved there, but you want her to be
is.
well loved with the family, in a home, right?
Absolutely.
Now, speaking of more delightful dogs, his costume's coming down just a little bit. This is Houdini. Now, don't tell me he's an escape artist.
He is
Oh,
a
is
bit
he?
of an escape artist. The name
He's
came
dressed like Darth
with a
Vader.
reason. He is dressed with Darth Vader. He's not very impressed with the costume, unlike Wendy. But he came from the same shelter as Wendy. He has also been with us for a few months now, with not too much interest, which is why we wanted
He's a
to bring
gorgeous
him.
dog.
He is beautiful, and you can't see because of the costume, but he has
amazing
we think
markings.
He has a bit of Ridgeback in him
Okay.
too. Yeah, he's
Yep.
a very interesting mix. But he's another very sweet dog, good with other dogs. We wouldn't want to put him in a home with really young children because he is, you know, a little more timid and shy than Wendy. She's a lot more social, but a family with older children would be great for him.
Yeah, I imagine with young kids, you know, kids don't really know, and they love to like climb and pull. And if a dog isn't the most tolerant dog, that can kind of get on their nerves. And we may run into an issue of the dog growling or nipping, not meaning it's an aggressive dog. It's just an animal's way of expressing that I've had enough.
Absolutely.
Right?
And you know what? We don't want to set any of our dogs up for failure. We'd
No.
rather take a little bit of extra time to find that perfect home so that when they do go to the home, they stay there.
And I like to remind people too that when you do adopt a dog from Dog Tales, one of the great things is that they provide a day of training, or it's a 1 day of training, right?
Yeah.
And so what you prefer is that they go home with the animal, and then if there's issues, then they come back and then you address it.
Exactly, yeah. So we don't want to just send these dogs off to homes and say, okay, goodbye,
Have
good luck. Yeah. We really want to be a resource for our adoptive families that they feel they can lean on if they're having any issues. So if there are any, you know, questions that they have or things come up over time that they're not quite sure how to address on their own, they're always welcome to give us a call and come in for a training session and work with our dog handlers. And, you know, our handlers know these dogs so well and are usually able to solve the problems pretty
Awesome.
quickly. So.
Well, if you are interested in either meeting Wendy or Houdini and possibly taking them home, making them part of your
Yes.
family, like I said, the information is on our website. But as I say it every week, it's much better to go to Dog Tales, located in King City. They're open to the public every Sunday from 11 till 5 p.m. It's a delightful place to go. And yeah, thank you so much for being here, and we'll see you on the other side of the break.
Happy Halloween.
Hello and welcome back. Joining me now is Michelle Tom and Sharon Frogley from the organization Forgotten Ones Rescue and Adoption, Inc. And I am in cat heaven right now because we have 6 kittens on set with us. But before we talk about these lovely kittens, I just want to quickly talk about Forgotten Ones and basically what it is that you guys do. Obviously, you adopt and rescue kittens. Where are you getting all your kittens and cats from?
So all of our kittens and cats come from either outdoors, as in feral colonies, or we take them out of high kill shelters. Sometimes we do take surrenders, but it's very rare that we do.
Yeah.
Yeah, most of our cats come from outside. So people that you know, leave their cats after they move away, say, or they just feral colonies anywhere in the GTA.
I've had actually 2 cats that were became pets of mine that they lived in the apartment before me. So the people moved out of the apartment and they left the cat, and then the cat became my pet, which is not a good thing to do. Now you say you're getting cats that are feral. Now these guys are obviously all kittens. The moms are feral, but the kittens obviously are not. How are you getting the cats? Are you doing a trapping program? How are you getting them in and getting to a position that they could possibly adopt it out?
Right, so Sharon actually takes care of all the trapping that we do.
Talk to us about that.
Yeah, so we get calls from families that have cats living in their backyards that need trapping, moms and kittens. So we trap them, we go to leave some traps, and we trap the mom and the kittens. And then usually the kittens, they'll come back to my house and the mom until they're old enough to go up for adoption. And then the mom we get fixed through Toronto Humane Society. And then she'll get released back where she came from, and the kittens will all find homes.
Now I know that is one of the things that you want to release obviously the now spayed cat back into where she comes from. But I know for you, Sharon, you said that you have 2 cats and they're still feral, but they live in your house.
Yes, and they are happy. It might take a few years before they'll trust us to be able to touch them, but some of them had medical issues, so I didn't want to put them back out. So now they stay at my house, and they're happy, and they can enjoy our friendship or enjoy a good life
Well,
inside.
and just be protected, because I mean, an outdoor cat's life is hastened quite a bit compared to an indoor cat's life, right?
Yeah.
So Forgotten Ones, you don't have a centralized shelter. You really rely on a network of fosters. Obviously, Sharon is one of the superstars of your network system. Talk to us, are you looking for more fosters? And like right now, how many people are currently helping you, and how much would you like that to expand?
Well, we're always in the need of fosters. The more fosters we have, the more cats we can rescue. And since we are 100% volunteer at Foster Home Base, they are our life. Like they're a vital part of our rescue. Currently we have, I'm not sure actually, but we probably have around 30 or more foster
30,
homes.
yeah.
But if we could get any more than that, that just means more cats could be rescued and we could save more cats and kittens.
Well, I know that you, Sharon, you have quite a large amount of kittens that you are fostering right now. Actually, all 6 of the kittens that you see on set here are all living at Sharon's house, and there's two litters here.
Yes.
So they all have adorable, fun names. Okay, like I'm sitting with a superstar. This is Matt Damon. Matt, show your face. Hello. Talk to us about these guys. So who do we got starting from my lap and then going towards you?
Okay, so Matt Damien, Ryan, Orange and White, Ryan Reynolds,
Ryan Reynolds, Canadian boy.
Jennifer Lawrence, Julia Roberts,
Who's whiny? Just kidding.
Leonardo DiCaprio, and Bradley Cooper.
Now, what's the story with these guys? Where'd they come from?
So the gray ones, I've been helping a family trap all their feral cats in their backyard. So this was the last litter, last mom, and she had a litter of kittens. So we got them when they were about 3 or 4 days old, along with their mom. And the orange and white one, they came from the other side of Lindsay. Someone contacted us. They had 2 kittens that needed fostering.
Now, did the orange ones come in with their mom, or were they by
Not
themselves?
By themselves.
And how old were they?
They're about 8 days old when we got them.
Wow. Now, talk to us about caring for 8-day-old kittens. I mean,
Well, the gray ones, I already had the mom.
Yeah.
So she nursed
yeah,
the
so
other 2.
that's the bonus.
That's a bonus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what about the little guys from Lindsay?
So these 2,
Yeah.
the gray moms took them on.
Oh,
So
excellent.
they became their mom,
That's
and with no problem at all.
Yeah. And now, obviously, you're looking for homes for all of these guys.
Of course.
Yeah. And now, what's the best way to find the cats to be adopted? Because you have your website, but you also you partner up with PetSmart, right?
Correct. We do have the PetSmart location that will be there in November.
Yep, for the whole month of November.
The whole month of November, and it's the PetSmart located on Elgin Mills.
Elgin Mills and 404 in Richmond Hill.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we have another location that is permanent. It's located on True Pet on Young.
In what town? Because we go
in
right
Richmond
across.
Hill.
Okay.
Yeah. And we'll have kittens or cats there in display year round.
Now, are you guys surprised at the amount of kittens that are around right now? Because we are into November, and it does seem kind of late in the season to have so many kittens, doesn't it? Do you think it's because of the warm, really warm summer that we had, and it was pretty warm just up until the last couple weeks?
Yeah, it's there. You know what? Once the moms have kittens, within 2 weeks after them, they can get pregnant again.
Wow.
And it's 63 days after she gets pregnant that she can have the kittens.
And so the colonies that you have been working with in trapping, that one mom, for example, how many kittens then in her short lifetime do you think she could be responsible for?
Oh, a lot. Within a cat's lifetime, they could give birth up to like 100.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, so all the kittens and cats, because let's mention it's not just kittens that get adopted that are forgotten ones. Oh, they all leave fixed,
Yes, absolutely.
fully vetted. Are they microchipped?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Also microchip. They get all of their treatment that they need. They get their flea treatment, ear mite treatment. They get all their vaccinations. They get checked for feline leukemia and FIV as well.
So quickly, speaking of, because you guys also take care of special needs, I just want to quickly, before we run out of time, you have 2 cats, Vesper and Auric, just bring up a picture of them really quick, who are in desperate need of a foster home. Obviously, you need a home that doesn't have other cats because they are, because they do, what do they have, feline leukemia?
Yeah. feline.
So if anybody's interested in adopting or fostering Auric and Vesper, please contact Forgotten Ones. All the information is on our website. Thank you guys so much for being on the show. If you're interested in adopting any of these wonderful kittens, be sure to visit Pet Value or check out Forgotten Ones Cat Rescue.